Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? This is BC. Hope that everybody is doing well this weekend, right? I wanted to come on here and first do a video here with the old school background. We're transitioning the regular operations back to the original unit, B16. So you're going to be seeing this background and this type of setup a lot more. And furthermore, I like this setup better. So we're rolling with it, right? I wanted to come on today and talk just for a few minutes about one or two things that I've learned from reading and studying history about warriors, watching movies, and really getting into the archetype of the warrior, right? Because a lot of people, and this is something you can take from this, and I want to make this point early on, is a lot of people have the mentality that they'll say, well, you're in business, you're in sales, you're in fill in the blank. Why would you study warriors, right? Like, they won't even consider that there's some sort of parallel there for them to draw. Okay. Now, first and foremost, most people think that way, unfortunately, but you need to understand that just because you're in one field doesn't mean that you can't take from other fields, even if we're just going to focus on your career. There's a tremendous amount I've taken from studying just warriors among the many other things that I've studied that I've applied to my daily life and my business. And it's equaled tremendous amount of improvement, success, progress in a particular area, help me get past hurdles. I mean, so much. I mean, shit, my brand online, and especially with my coaching and training, that's one of the things that makes it special and gives it a different flavor, is because I've taken from so many different places. And then, oh, hey, today we're talking about real estate and I've added it to that. Today we're talking about communication and added it to that. So you have to allow your mind to expand a little bit from that standpoint. And even though I didn't come on this live wanting to specifically make that point, I want to reiterate it for everybody because that's of extreme importance. Just because you are in sales or real estate or whatever it is that you're in, plumbing, doesn't mean that you only study things and literature that regard to your profession. That's very juvenile to think that way, I believe. Okay. But let's get into this, right? One of the main things that I've gotten from them, there's two that I want to discuss today, I believe, on this talk. But one for sure is they, from their own choice, will select the very few things they need to focus on, and they tunnel vision on that until that thing is conquered. Okay? So let's say they need to get better at using a shield in battle. Right? They'll focus on that, right? Whatever they need to do to become, nothing else exists, the best warrior, that's what they do. Now, a lot of people will come and say, well, we're not warriors now. I get it, but take my first point. How can that be applied or paralleled with today? Well, here's one. We live in an era where you have a million different philosophies and theories thrown at you about what you want to do or what you want to accomplish. And then you try to juggle and study all of them. That's not going to get you anywhere. You pick the one and you roll with it, right? Which is advice I've been giving people for a long time, but they still, again, just being on your phone or on social media or on YouTube, it's always there. It's very easy to click and listen and do all this stuff. The ads, I mean, I understand. It's almost overwhelming at times if you're playing on that battlefield. You know what I mean? So they've intentionally blocked out everything else and said, okay, I'm going to focus on these 1, 2, or 3 things, and that's it. And it goes against, especially today, what everybody, no, you need to have a plan B. No, you need to do this. Hey, watch this guy, watch that guy. I mean, again, you're hit from every angle. Can you, though? Like, if you came to me and said, I want to be great at real estate, can you geek out on real estate and focus on just that? Or are you still going to be pulled a different, way or a million ways, right? A lot of people that come to me that are looking at entrepreneurship are like, well, I'm considering drop shipping or wholesaling or traditional real estate. Dude, why are you picking from 20 things? You can't dibble dabble in all of them, right? And if you adopt that warrior mentality, it's like, okay, I'm doing real estate. That's it. Now that I've chosen real estate, none of the other shit exists. I'm not even going to pay attention to it anymore. Oh, well, that's extreme. Fuck yeah, it's extreme. To get results, you need to be different and extreme and crazy and much more separated from the pack than what everybody else does. If people don't look at what you're doing in awe or in shock, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because although what I was doing, I didn't consider extreme, a lot of people looked at it like, whoa. But again, that was everybody else who wasn't on my path. So if people just acknowledge what you're doing as if it's normal, then again, you haven't hit that path yet. You haven't focused up, right? Try it. If you don't believe me, tell people, hey, I'm just going to focus on this one thing and that's it and nothing else exists, and see how they respond. No one who's successful is going to respond to that statement negatively. We would say, good for you, bro. Double down on it and you'll see some success. That's what we should be hearing. That's the attitude. Good for you. Everyone else is going to tell you, no, what are you doing? That's crazy. You can't put all your eggs in one basket, blah, 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 blah. You get the generic life advice that people give you, all right? So that's one for sure. The second is they ruthlessly attack their weakest link. So just like my first example, they need to get better at using a shield, the warrior, better at close quarter, one-on-one combat without your shield, with just the sword, right? Whatever it is, yeah, they double down on that. And that's it. And it's kind of tied to the first one, but that becomes their new priority. What needs to be fixed? Where am I weak? Where's the chink in the armor? Let's fix this thing. And I look at most modern day entrepreneurs, salespeople, real estate people, fill in the blank. They don't do that. They will play their strengths or focus on that, which is great, but they don't address the weaknesses and work on them and fix them, which needs to be priority. So as I'm, studying these things and seeing these parallels, it makes it very easy to tell myself and acknowledge, okay, I'm doing this correctly, or okay, I need work in this area, because everything's a constant work in progress. So for you, a lot of times it's cutting all this unnecessary fluff. The warrior has a sensei, his mentor, whatever the fuck you want to call it, his commander, and then he focuses on these things, and that's it. He's not worried about being the best cheerleader or best carpenter or anything else. He wants to be the best motherfucking warrior. Why? That's the life that he chose. That's the life that he chose. So me doing what I do, this is the life that I chose. I want to be the fucking best at it. And that's why I keep working at it every day. And nothing's going to stop me. And I've been saying that, and I'll keep saying that for years and years and years and years and years. So how close are you right now to that mentality, or how far away are you from it? Because that's kind of, one thing you can take from this little short talk that I'm going to do to say, okay, what can be improved? And then as you're learning from different subjects, that's how you do it. You parallel it and say, how can this relate to what I'm doing? Me studying a warrior, how can I take some of those principles and apply it to what I'm looking at now or what I'm dealing with, to see if there's a parallel? There always is. There always is. There always is, right? And that's a part of exercising that portion of your mind. That's the thinking part of your mind. That's not automatic. You have to exercise that like a muscle. So if we were to take what you're doing right now in your field and make you a warrior, right? And then copy you into a warrior tribe, right? What rating would we give that warrior in the warrior tribe? Would it be a good one or a bad one, right? You know the answer. Okay, cool. Hopefully that helps you guys, right? There's so much more I'm going to be discussing about this subject and other things. Real quick, in the description, I've added 2 links. If you guys need help, more assistance, right? You can schedule a strategy call with us and we can chat, chop it up, right? Secondly, I'm doing a webinar tomorrow night, Sunday evening at 7 Eastern. This is specifically on converting leads, becoming better at converting leads, to say yes, to meet with you, to sign contracts, whatever it is. If you need help with lead conversion, share this with a friend of yours who needs it too, and this link, and you yourself register. Remember, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. However, remember, if you show up, having your video on and your camera for the Zoom is required. So your full participation is required. All right, that's it for this one, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow on the webinar. Peace.